A very good evening, students. So, welcome to the online English classes again. Hope you all are doing well. So, students, as you all know that we are discussing chapter number 3 from our book Hornbill, Discovering Tut, the Saga Continues by A.R. Williams. So, today we discuss the details of the chapter. So I hope the chapter is clear to all of you, but still if you have any doubt, please go through this video to have a clear understanding of the chapter. And tomorrow again we are going to discuss this chapter during the online live class also. So let's start. First of all, let's take a little introduction about A.R. Williams. So A.R. Williams is a former senior writer for National Geographic magazine and online news, where she covered the world and all that's in it for almost 3 decades. She specialized in archaeology, writing features that took her from Egypt to Alaska, a monthly piece for the Ancient World section of the magazine, and news stories on the latest archaeological discoveries. So she dealt mainly with the archaeological discoveries. So this chapter is about Egypt and Egyptian kings and about the archaeological discoveries. So this is the introduction about the author. Let's go on to the chapter. So at the very first of the chapter, there are some expressions given. So let's discuss that expressions, that what are the meanings of that expressions that will help you to understand the chapter well. So first is forensic reconstruction, which means scientific proofs and data to solve the mystery related to the death of somebody. And here in this chapter, it is to solve the mystery related to King Tut's death. Second is scudded across, which means the dark clouds moving quickly across the sky. Casket grey means the dark grey color of the evening sky in which stars were twinkling beautifully. Resurrection means coming to life after death, because the people of Egypt at that time believes in the afterlife. So resurrection means coming to life after death. Next is funerary treasures, which means the artifacts such as board games, bronze razor, linen garments, cases of food and wine, lots of gold, etc., which are used to get buried with the dead body at that time. Circumvented means dodging the guards and stole the gold, artifacts of mummies. Computer tomography means CT scan using X-rays. So Tut's mummy was also CT scanned. Eerie means strange and mysterious, head from all sides. Strange, if you remember, students, we also used this term in the poem Laburnum Top last week. So eerie means strange details. So these are the expressions which are used in the chapter. So I hope you understand these expressions. So let's go on to the characters. So talking about the characters, there are the few characters used in the chapter. First is the King Tut, who was the last heir of a powerful family that had ruled Egypt and its empire for centuries. His preserved body was the first to be scanned, to be CT scanned, in fact. Second is Howard Carter, who was the British archaeologist who discovered King Tut's body in 1922. Zahi Hawass was the Secretary General of Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities, and the CT scan of the body of King Tut was done under the supervision of Zahi Hawass. Amenhotep was the father or grandfather of King Tut, who ruled for 4 decades or 40 years. And after that, Amenhotep IV, who was the father of King Tut, he promoted the worship of Aten god, which means sun disk, and changed his name from Amenhotep to Akhenaten, since they were worshipping the god Aten. That's why on the name of the god he has kept the name. He's changed his name from Amenhotep to Akhenaten. He outraged the country by attacking the god Amun, a major god. by smashing his images and closing his temples. So that was a terrible time at that time when the father of King Tut smashed all the temples of god Amun and started worshipping the god Aten, and also changed his name from Amenhotep to Akhenaten. So these are the characters of the story. So let's go on to the highlights of the chapter first, and after that we will take the detailed explanation of the chapter. So the main highlights were Tutankhamun or King Tut died as a teenager pharaoh. Pharaoh means Egyptian king, and he was buried laden with gold. He was the first king of a powerful family that ruled Egypt for centuries, and he was a young and brave king. On 5th of January 2005, his mummy was brought out of his tomb, and CT scan was done to ascertain the reason of his death. So many tourists from around the world came to visit the tomb to pay their respect to King Tut. Zahi Hawass, who was the Secretary General of Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities, said that the mummy was in a very bad condition because of what Carter did to it. And Howard Carter, who was the British archaeologist, discovered King Tut's tomb in 1922 and investigated its contents. And after that, Carter faced difficulty in extracting the mummy out of the coffin, since the mummy was cemented to the box to the coffin because of the resins used at the time of burial. And Howard Carter tried to loosen the resins using the sun, but in vain. His men thus removed the mummy's head and cut off nearly every major joint before reassembling it and taking it to the CT scan. So in 1968, an anatomy professor took the X-ray of the mummy and revealed a very startling fact, that the breastbone and the front ribs of the mummy were missing. And after that, the King Tut's body was taken for the CT scan, and for 3 hours it was CT scanned, and many X-rays were taken as a 3-dimensional image. And after 3 hours of CT scan, the king's body was again taken back to the resting place for burial, and Zahi Hawass was relieved to find that nothing had gone seriously wrong with the mummy after their observations after the CT scan for 3 hours. When they left, the wind had stopped and there was complete silence. Just above the entrance to the King Tut's tomb stood Orion, the constellation, watching over the boy king. So these are the highlights of the chapter. Let's go on to the detailed explanation. That first of all, what was the history of King Tut? King Tut was a very brave and young king of Egypt, from a very powerful family whose family has ruled Egypt for centuries. So Amenhotep III was the grandfather of King Tut, and why he was named Amenhotep? Because they were worshipping god Amun, and at that time always the kings or people used to keep the names by the name of the god they worship. So they were worshipping at that time the god Amun. That's why Amenhotep III. He was the grandfather of King Tut. He ruled for 4 decades, and after that the successor was the father of King Tut, whose name was Amenhotep IV. So the successor was Amenhotep IV. So Amenhotep IV, as he got the name by the name of the god they were worshipping, but after that they started worshipping the god Aten, and he also shifted the capital from Thebes to Akhenaten. He attacked the god Amun and shattered his images and closed the temples. So he completely smashed all the images of god Amun and started worshipping god Aten. And since they already keep the name of their names by the name of the god, so when he started worshipping the god Aten, he also changed his name from Amenhotep to Akhenaten by the name of the god, the last Aten, Akhenaten. So that was a terrible time when he shattered the images of god Amun and also changed his name from Amenhotep to Akhenaten. And after that, next successor was Menkaure, who ruled only for a short period of time. And next come the turn of King Tut, and then comes the King Tut. He was the successor of Smenkhare. He sat on the throne. King Tut, he changed his name from Tuta Khaten, and at that time king's name was Tuta Khaten. Why? Because the father was worshipping Aten at that time, the god Aten or sun disk at that time, and the name was Tuta Khaten. But Tuta Khaten, King Tut started worshipping god Amun again from the times of grandfather, and again he changed his name from Akhenaten to Tuta Khamun, since he restored the worship of god Amun. So, which means the living image of god Amun. So, Tuta Khamun means the living image of god Amun. So, he started the revival of old ways. He ruled for 9 years but died unexpectedly, and that was the mysterious death. Everybody wants to know the mystery behind the death of King Tut. He ruled for 9 years. He was a young and brave king but died unexpectedly. And after that, in 1922, Howard Carter, a British archaeologist, after so many years of futile searching, discovered the tomb of King Tut and taken out the body from the resting place. And when the body of King Tut was taken out from the resting place, suddenly strong winds started blowing. There were ghostly dust devils. Black clouds started scudded across the sky. And King Tut's body was taken from the tomb, and people were thinking that maybe some curse will fall upon them because they were disturbing a very noble soul, just for forensic reconstruction, because at that time strong winds started blowing. But it was not like so. King Tut's body was taken out from the tomb, and that was ancient Egypt cemetery. That body was buried in ancient Egypt cemetery, that is the Valley of Kings. And the King Tut's body was buried 26 feet underground, and that place where it was buried was very well decorated with the murals, wall paintings, and the body was completely gilded with the gold. So this is the place where King Tut's body was buried. And after that, when the King Tut's body was taken from the resting place, after that on January 5, 2005, King Tut's body was taken for the CT scan at 6 p.m. That world's most famous mummy flown into a CT scanner to solve the mystery of death. And King Tut died more than 3,300 years back. But before that, when the body was taken out of the resting place, there were line of tourists who came there to pay respect to King Tut. They were watching the paintings on the wall. They were looking at Tut's gilded face. They were reading the guidebooks also to know about King Tut's body and mummy. They were wondered about the pharaoh's curse. They thought that about the untimely death of King Tut. They were giving different speculations about the reason of the death of King Tut. So several tourists came there to see the mummy of King Tut when it was taken out from the resting place. So several tourists came to see the body, and the first investigation started in 1920 when the first x-ray of the body has been taken. So Howard Carter, who was a British archaeologist, started investigating and the mummy. But when they took the body was inside three nested coffins. The body was completely buried with the gold, wealth, and all the things of the everyday use, because at that time people believe that there is life after death also, and the things which we are using today might be we will use in life after death also. So always they used to bury all the things of the everyday use with the dead body. So King Tut's body was also buried with the gold, wealth, and things of everyday use like board games, bronze razor, linen undergarments, cases of food, cases of wine, because they believe in afterlife. And when the body was taken, when the coffin was taken, that body was buried in three nested coffins, which is made up of three layers. Outside coffin, on the outer coffin, there was the face, gilded face of King Tut. On the outside of the first coffin, there was the gilded face of King Tut, like this image, like this picture. So outside there was the face of King Tut. In the middle coffin, there was the middle coffin was decorated with garlands of willow and olive leaves, wild celery, lotus petals, cornflowers, which indicates that the body must be buried in March or April, because in March or April cornflowers are there. And there were three coffins. Outside the first coffin, there was the gilded face of King Tut. Middle coffin was decorated with the things, wild flowers, wild celery, olive flowers, cornflowers. But when they reached the inside coffin, the last coffin, they were very shocked. Why they were shocked? Because the body was cemented to the box, so that it was not possible for them to move the body, because the resins which are used during the burial, because of that resins, the body was cemented to the box so much. And what they did, they just took the body, exposed the body to sunlight for a high to a higher temperature. So they used sun to loosen the resins, cemented that to the bottom. They were the body was not able to move, and they kept it in the sun. They heated the mummy up to 144-degree Fahrenheit temperature, but it didn't work. And at last they chisel out the body. That means they have to cut the body, they have to cut the parts of the body, because they have to do it. They couldn't wait at that time, because they were also scared that maybe the gold on the body, on the mummy of King Tut, will be stolen by the thieves. So they chiseled out the body. They just cut the parts of the body. And after that, wealthy people during Tut's time believed in taking wealth after death. So the body was completely buried with all the wealthy royals, like glittering goods, costly neck bands, necklaces, bracelets, rings, sandals. So at that time, the kings were also buried with lots of treasures. So after that, they separated the body by cutting it down. They removed his head and every joint, and after that reassembles the remains on a layer of sand in another box. So they just cut out the body, different parts of the body, and put that parts on a layer of sand in another box and reassemble all the remains on the sand. So after that, when they saw so much of gold and wealth, their focus changed. First of all, their focus was just to know the reason of the death of King Tut. But after that, their focus changed. They focused were more on attractive details now. Earlier, their focus was on mysteries of death. So they use the modern and accurate tools. After 40 years, discovery of missing breastbone and front ribs of Tut. So when the first X-ray was taken, it was found that the breastbone and rib, in 1968, when the first X-ray was taken, so it was found that breastbone and front ribs were missing, which were indicative that maybe he was murdered. So when they saw the wealthy royals, so all their focus changed. Earlier they wanted to know the reason of the death of King Tut, but now they were more attracted towards the wealth which has been buried with the body of the King Tut. So CT scan, first X-ray was taken in 1968, but on 5th June 2005, the King Tut's body was CT scanned, and it was the first mummy to be CT scanned from Egypt. So King Tut's body was scanned from head to toe. They made 1700 digital x-rays images. Whole body was recorded as a three-dimensional image. Every part was seen. And after that, but when the body was taken to an hydraulic scanner, the fans didn't work at that time because of the sand, because the sand collected inside the scanner, because when they were cutting out the body, they were just putting the parts on a layer of sand, and because of sand the fans were not working. And after that they used the spare fans, and fortunately it worked. And after 3 hours, after rested in peace, after 3 hours of CT scan, verification was done. Data was not missing at all. And after the verification, Tut's body was again handed over to the workmen, and Tut rested in peace in the resting place again. And Tut on computer screen, technicians went back to the vehicle, pulled up the images of Tut on computer screen. Grey head took shape, neck spinal bones were clear, images of hand, rib cage and skull was also taken. So after that, after all the verifications, King Tut's body was again taken back to the resting place. And when the people were coming after the burying the body, they just saw the constellation on the tomb of King Tut, which is the symbol of the god Osiris, which is the god of afterlife, which shows that God himself has come to take the body to the afterlife. So this is the chapter about. And after that, Zahi Hawass slept peacefully, and there was a cool and pleasant weather at that time, so stars keeping an eye. So he slept peacefully after all the verification was done. So this is the chapter about, students. Still, if you are left with any kind of doubts, please ask me. Feel free to ask. Thank you so much.